I'm Rita and I'm 37. I've always been a firm believer in karma and doing right by others. I try to be a pacifist and avoid confrontation, believing that good actions lead to good rewards and good to know. However, lately, my patience has been wearing thin, especially when it comes to my husband, Quincy. These things were great between us at first, but everything changed when we learned that I was infertile and couldn't have children. Quincy just seemed to stop caring about me. He started coming home drunk, picking fights for no reason, and then apologizing the next morning. It became a vicious cycle, and I was getting fed up. Speaking one evening, after another senseless argument, I finally decided to confront him. I couldn't take it anymore. I wanted answers, and I wanted to know why he was treating me this way.
Quincy, we need to talk.
No, wait now, Rita.
I want to know what's going on with you.
What's going on with me? Nothing's going on. Leave me alone.
No, I won't leave you alone. I can't keep living like this. You come home drunk every night and treat me like garbage. I don't deserve this. It's not like you're any fun anymore, Quincy. You can't give me a child. What good are you?
His words hit me like a punch to the gut. I had hoped that he would be supportive and understanding, but instead, he was blaming me for something beyond my control.
The infertility is not my fault, Quincy. It's not something I chose, and I can't believe you're using it against me like this.
I'm sorry, okay? I didn't mean it. I'm just frustrated.
We can't keep using that as an excuse. I'm also struggling. I'm also frustrated.
But Quincy just brushed me off and stumbled off to bed, leaving me feeling even more hurt and alone. I knew I couldn't keep living like this. I had to find a way to stand up for myself and protect my own well-being. Over the next few days, I did a lot of soul-searching and talking to friends and family. I realized that I deserved better than the way Quincy was treating me. I deserved love, respect, and support, especially during difficult times like these. With a newfound determination, I decided to have another conversation with Quincy. I needed to be firm about my boundaries and let him know that I wouldn't tolerate being treated poorly any longer.
Quincy, we need to talk again.
Oh, yep.
I can't keep living like this. I deserve to be treated with respect and love, and I won't tolerate being belittled or ignored.
Quincy seemed taken aback by my assertiveness, but he didn't say anything.
I'm willing to work on our relationship, but we both need to put in effort. And if things don't change, I won't hesitate to walk away.
It was a roller coaster ride with Quincy. Sometimes things would improve between us, and we'd have moments of happiness, but then it would all come crashing down again. It was like an endless cycle of ups and downs, and I felt so helpless. I tried talking to him about our issues, but the more I complained, the worse things seemed to get. It was like he didn't want to hear what I had to say, and it just made me feel silenced. Invisible. Maturity, I started noticing that he was working late more often, and it made me suspicious. When I asked him about it, he always had an excuse, saying that his boss wanted him to work late shifts. At first, I believed him, but then I found out that his boss was a woman, and alarm bells started going off in my head. It couldn't shake off the feeling that something was off. I started paying more attention to his behavior and noticed that he was being secretive with his phone, always keeping it close and never letting me see it. It made me feel like he was hiding something from me. He said one evening while he was in the shower, I couldn't resist the urge to check his phone. I know it's not right to invade someone's privacy, but my gut was telling me that something was wrong, and I needed answers. As I scrolled through his messages, my heart sank. There were flirty texts from a woman named Karen, his boss. My worst fears were confirmed. He was having an affair. I felt a mixture of emotions, anger, hurt, and betrayal. How could he do this to me? We were supposed to be partners, supporting each other through thick and thin, and yet he was sneaking around behind my back. When he came out of the shower, I couldn't look him in the eye. I knew I had to confront him about what I found, but I was scared of what he would say. So, like a fool, I kept it to myself. He says the cheating continued, and every time Quincy said he would be working late, I knew deep down it was just another lie. It broke me inside to know that he was still seeing her. Like the cheating continued, and every time Quincy said he would be working late, I knew deep down it was just another lie. It broke me inside to know that he was still seeing Karen, even after everything we'd been through. Months passed, and Quincy finally told me that he had something important to say. My heart sank, fearing the worst. He sat me down and said that I needed to move in with his mother, Johanna, because she was sick.
Rita, there's something I need to talk to you about. It's important.
All right. What is it now?
My mother, she's been really sick lately, and the doctors say she needs, she needs constant care. I can't do it myself because I'll be too busy with work. I need you to move in with her and take care of her for weeks.
Wait, what? Are you serious? You want me to leave our home and move in with your mother because you're too busy with work?
It's not like that, Rita. I just can't handle it all on my own right now. You know how demanding my job is.
So what? You expect me to drop everything and take care of your mother, while you go off and do whatever you please.
No, it's not like that at all. I just thought you would understand and want to help. She's your mother-in-law too, after all.
Yes, she is, but that doesn't mean I have to be the one responsible for her care all the time. What about you? Aren't you supposed to be her son?
I am, but I have so much on my plate right now, I can't handle it all. I thought you would be more understanding.
Understanding? I've been understanding for so long, Quincy. I put up with your behavior towards me. I've tried to be patient and supportive, but I can't do this anymore. I'm tired and I can't keep pretending everything is okay.
I couldn't believe he could look at me with such pleading eyes while cheating on me. Men are sick.
Promises, Quincy. I've heard them all before. I can't keep putting myself on the back burner for you and your excuses.
Please, Rita, I'm begging you. I can't handle this on my own. I need you.
Oh, Quincy. I need to take care of myself for once. I deserve better than this, and I can't keep sacrificing my own happiness for you and your problems.
Rita, please don't leave me. I love you, and I need you. Please help me out here. Open out here, Sahini.
Actually, I was skeptical, to say the least. It felt like another excuse to push me away. But I loved and cared for Johanna, and I didn't want her to suffer, so I agreed to go live with her. At first, I thought maybe this would be a fresh start for us. Perhaps taking some time apart would help him realize what he was losing. But deep down, I knew it was wishful thinking. Looking with Johanna was challenging, but I did my best to take care of her. It was heartbreaking to see her in pain, and I wished Quincy would be there for her too. But he was always too busy, wrapped up in his own world of cheating. No doubt. What a terrible son, refusing to take care of his mother because he wanted to get his fix. How disgusting. So it had been 2 months since I moved in with Johanna to take care of her. She was such a sweet and kind old lady, and we got along really well. She was tough as nails and never took anyone's BS. But she had a heart of gold. During my time with her, she would often ask why Quincy wouldn't come to see her. I had been making up excuses and not wanting to expose the truth about his cheating and hurt her. I didn't want to break her heart, especially when she was already battling sickness.
Rita, my dear, there's something you've been hiding from me. I can see it in your eyes. What is it, my child?
Johanna, I haven't been completely honest with you. It's about Quincy. He hasn't been treating me well, and he's been cheating on me.
Oh, my dear Rita, I had a feeling something was wrong, but I never expected this. I'm so sorry you've had to go through this.
I didn't want to burden you with my problems, Johanna. You've already been through so much.
Sweetheart, you're not burdening me. Your family and family should share their burdens and joys. Now tell me everything.
And so I poured my heart out to Johanna. I told her about the countless nights Quincy came home drunk, berating me for things I hadn't done. I told her how he had stopped caring for me after I found out I couldn't have children, how he had started spending more time away from home and cheating on me with his boss. Johanna listened attentively, her expression a mix of sadness and understanding. As I told her about my suspicion of Quincy seeing his female boss, her eyes narrowed, and she sighed deeply. I sighed deeply.
Rita, you deserve better than this. No woman should have to endure such treatment. I raised Quincy to be a good man, but it seems he has lost his way.
I know, Ma. It's been a never-ending roller coaster of emotions. I feel so helpless, and the more I complain, the worse things get.
You're not helpless, my dear. You're strong and you deserve happiness. No one has the right to treat you this way.
But I don't know what to do, Johanna. I don't want to break your heart by confronting him about his cheating.
You don't have to worry about me, Rita. You've taken such good care of me. Now let's focus on you taking care of yourself. You're going to be okay, and I'll make sure of that.
She explained that she had saved up some money and she wanted to give me her inheritance money. She said, "Rita, you deserve better than that cheating jerk. You've been taking care of me so well, and it's time I do something for you. Take this money and go start a new life away from him.
And when I die, take my inheritance money as well."
Don't speak like that, Johanna. You're not going anywhere anytime soon.
Who are we kidding, my dear? I'm so old and frail. I think I feel it coming, but don't you worry about me. I need you to keep on living. Please, promise me that you'll take all the money I give you.
I was overwhelmed with emotion. I never expected this kind of support and love from my mother-in-law. She was truly an amazing woman.
You're a strong and smart woman, Rita. Don't let him bring you down. Leave him and find happiness for yourself. You deserve to be loved and cherished.
Her words touched my heart, and I knew she was right. I couldn't keep living like this, chained to a man who didn't value me. With Johanna's encouragement, I found the courage to make a change. After Johanna had shared her plan with me, I couldn't believe the kindness and love she had for me. She wanted to change her will, making me the sole beneficiary of her estates and inheritance, which was worth over $500,000. It was a huge sum of money, and I was overwhelmed by her generosity. He had no idea about any of this. He remained in the dark while Johanna and I took care of the necessary changes. It felt good to have something for myself, something that was mine, especially after enduring the pain he caused me. Unfortunately, but also fortunately, not long after, Johanna peacefully passed away in her sleep. It was a heartbreaking moment, and I couldn't help but feel the deepest sense of loss. I had close to her during the time I lived with her, and her absence left a void in my heart. What hurt even more was that Quincy wasn't around for her final moments, despite me informing him days in advance to come and see his dying mother. He chose to be absent, and it made me realize just how awful he truly was. I knew then that I had to leave him once and for all. For Chile Arrow Courts, the funeral arrangements were finalized, and Quincy approached me to discuss the issue of inheritance. He had no idea what was coming, and I could see the greed in his eyes. But I was done playing nice. I decided it was time to reveal everything to him. I told him that I knew about his affair, and I even shared that I had informed Johanna about it. His face turned red with embarrassment and anger.
What the hell are you talking about?
I'll save it, Quincy. I know that you've been cheating on me with someone from work. Karen?
Eds, what are you talking about? You must be mistaken.
No, I'm not. I found out the truth, and I couldn't bear to live a lie anymore. But that's not all. I also want you to know that I told Johanna about your affair.
What? Why would you tell her that?
Because she deserved to know.
How could you betray me like that?
Betray you? You've been betraying me for months with your lies and infidelity. I couldn't keep it to myself any longer, especially when Johanna and I were making changes to her will.
Changes to her will? What has that to do with anything?
Johanna changed her will, Quincy. She made me the sole beneficiary of her estates and inheritance. She knew about your affair, and she wanted to make sure I was taken care of, even after she was gone. She was someone that you took for granted, and honestly, I feel sorry for you.
Stop it.
So, Quincy, there's nothing left for you. All of the inheritance is mine, and I've made up my mind. I want a divorce. You can't do this, Quincy. It's my mother's money, and you had no right to interfere.
That's Bob stuff, Mrs. Unfair. I deserve a share of that money, too.
No, you don't. You're a cockroach, and you deserve nothing. I'm so glad that she doesn't have to deal with your bees any longer, and neither do I.
So, this is it. You're really leaving me?
Yes, Quincy. I can't stay in a marriage where there's no trust or love. Johanna's inheritance gives me the chance to start anew, and I won't waste it on someone who doesn't truly care for me.
After the confrontation, Quincy tried to fight for the inheritance money, but it was all in vain. The will was clear, and there was no changing Johanna's decision. He swore that he'd find a way to get his hands on that money, but I wasn't going to let him ruin my newfound freedom. Once the divorce was finalized, I made a bold decision. I decided to move to a different state, far away from Quincy and his toxicity. I even changed my name to start a new chapter in my life. But done with him and his craziness, it was time for me to focus on myself and my happiness. Just living in a new place with a fresh start felt exhilarating. I felt like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. No more walking on eggshells or dealing with his emotional roller coaster. I was finally free from his antics. I made new friends, pursued my passions, and embraced every opportunity that came my way. I was grateful for the inheritance money, not just for the financial security it provided, but for the chance it gave me to build a life that I truly loved. I'll always be thankful to Johanna for believing in me and protecting me when I couldn't protect myself. Her love and support gave me the strength to break free from a toxic relationship and find his own happiness. As time went by, I learned to love myself and appreciate the person I was becoming. I surrounded myself with people who cherished and valued me. My life was filled with joy, laughter, and genuine love. I couldn't help but smile every time I thought about how far I had come. I was no longer the woman who believed in karma and stayed quiet in the face of adversity. I couldn't help but smile every time I thought about how far I had come. I was no longer the woman who used to believe in karma and stay quiet in the face of adversity. I am now a woman who fights for her own happiness and refuses to settle for anything less. Life may not be perfect, but it is mine, and I am in control of it. I cherish every moment of my newfound freedom and vow to never let anyone else dictate my happiness. And so, my story goes on, a tale of resilience, growth, and self-discovery. I am eternally grateful for the chance to live my best life and will always carry a piece of Johanna's love and wisdom in my heart. The end of one chapter marked the beginning of another, and I was determined to make it a story worth telling. I was finally free and ready to embrace the future with open arms.